Hey everyone, welcome in. In today's episode, we have Brandy Fik, who's a talented concert photographer known for capturing the raw energies and joys of the live show. From her early days in high school photography classes to shooting major festivals like Lollapalooza, Brandy's journey is a testament to passion and perseverance. Join us as we dive into her world of vibrant images and unforgettable moments.
You have to build those relationships and those connections, and just keeping those relationships, also like becoming friends with the tour manager of an artist, or becoming friends and keeping that connection with like a brand, the person that hires you. I mean, just being personable and nice really will get you so far in this industry. But I have learned, I feel like I've gotten into this rut even recently in the past year of kind of losing connection with some people. And it's like, it's nice to just it's good to keep those connections, even just Instagram, like DMing or sending a short little message like, haha, like your story is so funny. Just, reminding even these tour managers that, I'm still here. And also just reaching out and being like, I am still here if you need a tour photographer, if you need a photographer for this show or this event, like I'm here. Cause I feel like there's so many photographers and other media people in this industry. You do get kind of lost if you don't keep those relationships.
All right, everybody, welcome back in to another episode of the Spark Moment podcast. I'm your host, Dev, writer, photographer, filmmaker, and today I'm joined by another talented photographer, Miss Brandy Fik. How you doing, Brandy?
Hi, I'm good. Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
I'm excited.
It's
How's everything been?
been good. I mean, we're just coming into busy season again, so we're in a little lull right now, but it's typical for this time of year. So I'm excited
Yeah,
for summer.
I was gonna say it's gonna start kicking up now, right? All these
Yeah.
concerts and Lollapalooza and
Yes.
everything coming up.
Yes. Couple weeks and we'll be cruising.
Yeah, nice, nice. All right, Brandy. So we're gonna jump into our rapid spark questions segment here. So first question is, what's a must-pack item for a show besides the camera?
Earplugs. Always earplugs.
Earplugs.
Yes. Nobody's too cool for ear protection. You always have to have earplugs.
Yeah. Dang, that's crazy. That's not something I would even think, but dang, because you're right there next to the speakers.
Yes, it gets so loud. And I mean, I've learned just from like forgetting earplugs once in a while, and you come home and your ears are just ringing, and it's not good for your ears at all. Like I want to be able to hear when I'm 70 still. So
I can
yes.
hear that. So, okay. And what's a song that instantly brings you back to a photo memory?
That's a good question. I don't know. Probably one of like Yellow Claw's songs, because they were one of the like my favorite artists when I was first starting out, and one of the first artists I ever met one on one. So they have like a big impact. I'm like, what is the song? I'm blanking now, but a Yellow Claw song.
Yeah, close song.
Yeah,
When was that? Like the
that
first time?
was
How
that
long
was
ago?
like 2018.
2018. Oh, so
Yeah,
you've been doing this for a while.
yeah, it's been a few years. It's crazy. I'm like, time just flies.
It really does.
Yeah,
Like yeah, this year just marked our last month actually just marked 5 years that I started. So
right.
it's flying.
Yeah, ever since COVID too, it's just time flies.
No, seriously. Did COVID impact? Like, I'm sure that had a big impact on your work, right?
But yeah, COVID was a very hard time. I mean, obviously, there's no concerts going on.
Right.
It was cool because I was a part of like the drive-in concerts. If you ever heard of those, they were,
No.
I mean, in Chicago here, they were how many months? Maybe like 3 or 4 months.
Mhm.
And, you could literally drive your car, and everybody was spaced out accordingly. And there would be a show still, but you had to stay in your parking space.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I never heard of that. That must
Yeah.
have been like real interesting.
It was like it feels like a fever dream. I'm like, music was like that at one point, like, it's just crazy. But yeah, that got me through, but it was definitely a hard time, you know? There's nothing really going on, no events, no concerts,
Yeah.
nothing.
Did you have to shoot from your car then, or
No, I could roam around, but obviously, you know, you had to wear a mask, you had to
yeah?
still social distance, but yeah,
Yeah, that sounds
crazy,
interesting.
right? It
Yeah.
was.
So, what's something you're proud of that most people don't know about?
I feel like the first thing that comes to mind is, like, how far I've come, but also people see that, so I guess maybe some people know, but,
Hey, not everyone knows. I
like,
mean,
that's true.
you know what I mean? Like we only see, a little bit, but
Right.
that's what this podcast is about, sharing that stories.
Yeah, like, you guys I mean, obviously on social media, you don't see the struggles as much, at least, like, I don't post that kind of stuff too often, so I feel like definitely, like, the fluctuating income, you know, I'm freelance, so I don't get paid every 2 weeks consistently, I get paid by gig or by event, so that's definitely one of them.
Yeah. Okay, nice, nice. And I can't wait to hear more about that too, by the way.
Mhm.
So, what's one thing you hope people feel when they experience your work?
People feel joy and I would say excitement, but mostly joy. Like, I love just capturing people's raw energy
Mhm.
at shows, for example. So, you know, the people on the front row, like, they're having the time of their life, and people don't get to experience that all the time. Like, some people can afford to go to shows multiple times a year. So, yeah, just capturing like that raw energy, and I hope it comes across in my photos too.
I think it does. I think
Yeah.
it does. Your work is amazing. Like,
Thank you.
man, every time I see it, I'm like, man, I wish I could be that good.
You
Crazy.
can. You can.
All right, Brandy. So this is the moment we've been waiting for. So, why don't you tell everybody what was your spark moment that led you to pursue a career in concert photography?
So, I feel like I have a couple, to be honest. In high school, I took my very first photography class. It was film, and I had no clue that I wanted to do photography at all. But I took this class and I was like good at it. Like my teacher, you know, she was like, "Your composition is so good all the time." I'm like, "Oh, I guess I'm good at this."
Yeah.
So I kept taking photography classes, and that's just kind of that was like my first kind of spark moment. But specifically for concerts, I would say probably when I shot for this, I was a behind the scenes photographer, very first shoot ever at this small festival in Chicago. It doesn't even happen anymore, but it's called Man Beyond the Beach. And they brought me out just to be behind the scenes. And they were like, you can shoot artists once in a while if you want. So I was like, okay. I worked that weekend and I was like, this is so cool. Like, this is what I want to do. And
Yeah.
rest is
Nice.
history.
How were you that first time? Were you like nervous or what did you,
Literally so nervous.
what was going through your mind?
I look back and I'm like, what was I even taking pictures of? Like, I wasn't even really getting behind the scenes. I was so focused on the artist and the crowd and the people. I thought it was just so cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely look back and I'm like, I could have done better, but it was my first gig, so I didn't know.
It's funny. I do that a lot too. Like I'll look back on some of my old work and I'm
Yeah,
it's not horrible or it's not bad or anything like that, but it's just like knowing what I know now, like, oh man, you start to see the little flaws and stuff, you know what I mean? So,
yeah, 100%. I think we all start somewhere and
uh,
it's you know, you learn as you grow.
yep. What was the first artist that you were working with that time?
See, it's funny because I don't really remember the first artist I ever worked with. Um, I The first, like, show I ever did on my own or, like, festival was North Coast Music Festival here in Chicago, and I was working for a production company, also for free. I was just trying to build my portfolio.
Yeah, Humble Mechanics.
Like right, and or sorry, it wasn't a production company, it was, like, a magazine, and I don't know, that was, like, a learning experience because it wasn't super pressure, you know, like, I didn't have to have, like, certain shots, a certain photo, so I could kinda just shoot what I wanted and then edit how I wanted, and I learned the lighting, all of that, so
Yeah.
definitely a good experience. It was a good thing for my portfolio for sure.
And speaking of that, with concert photography, it's so fascinating to me. I feel like because when you're shooting concert, there's so many different elements to get that perfect shot. You know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
lighting, then you got to move in subject or the angles and stuff like that. So, and probably some stuff that I don't even know about right now. But like, how did you approach your first starting out? Like, how did you handle the pressure of getting that right shot?
Yeah. I think piggybacking off of that, I guess, like working, say, that North Coast for the first time, since there wasn't as much pressure, there wasn't as much stress for me to like, edit and get these certain shots. So learning just from those few days doing that, I'm like, "Oh, okay, like I'm starting to get the hang of how to shoot lasers, like lasers are a whole thing in itself. And a lot of people probably don't know they're very dangerous for your camera because they will burn your sensor and then you have to get a new camera. And
Jeez.
I have learned the hard way on that, and I can tell you more later, but shooting lasers, you have to figure out where you're gonna be so you don't get hit with them. Lighting, usually you're at, like, a lower shutter speed rather than a
Yeah.
higher, which you would think. So, yeah, trying not to get blurry shots, but it's a learning process. I learned how to shoot lasers, and now they look good. Same thing with, like, pyro, trying to expose pyro and fire properly
Yeah.
while getting the subject
Yeah.
lit properly. That's probably the 2 hardest things with concerts.
But if I had to guess, that's exactly what I would guess too. Because every time I see it, I'm like, how does she do that? Because like you
Yeah.
said, you use a shorter shutter speed or lower shutter speed. It's like the subject is moving too. So how do you like get
It's
the slower shutter speed, but then still have them come out like crystal clear? You know what I mean?
right. Yeah,
Because I'm
definitely.
sure you
I
don't
mean,
bump up that eye.
it depends. With lasers, no, I don't bump the ISO as much, but it's kind of just like luck with lasers with that kind of thing. Usually the DJ isn't moving around as much when the lasers are going on, but
Yeah.
you do have instances and it still happens to me where you get a blurry artist or
Yeah.
blurry whoever. But yeah, I would say those are like I love shooting pyro too. Fire is just like you get those flames when they're super crisp. It looks so cool.
Yeah.
But then usually the artist will be super dark then. But if you're shooting raw format, usually it's pretty easy to bring up a dark
Yeah.
artist or person. But you do get those moments where it's like, shoot, like it's too dark. It happens.
Yeah. I could imagine. How many times do you think it takes? Well, I mean, you're so good now, but how many times do you think it usually takes to like get the shot right? Yeah. Like, have you ever shot one and then it's like, then you try to hurry up and shoot again, like
But
get the right one?
it still happens all the time, especially shooting in the club.
Yeah.
Because the lights, it's like you get a bright moment for a split second and then
Yeah.
it's dark again. So, sometimes I'll even ask people, like, I'll try to get them candid, but then if it doesn't work out, I'll kind of ask them, like, hey, can you just keep dancing or can you kiss again? And then I'll just wait for the lighting.
Yeah.
And, sometimes you have to ask and it's okay. People won't know if it's candid or not.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes I have to do that when I was doing newborn photography because like you can't get a second chance with a baby.
True.
It's like just kind of
Once
got to
they start
lock in.
crying. Yeah. It's like once they start crying, it's over.
Oh man, for real, I've had that happen so many times. Start crying, try to calm them down, and they just don't.
You're like, take 10 minutes. It's okay.
You said you've been doing concerts about 2018 now?
2017, 2018. Yeah.
Jeez,
I know. It was
that's a long
crazy.
time.
Yeah.
So looking back, what are like some of the hardest lessons you think you've learned in your early stages? And how has that transition or how has that transformed you into the person and the artist you are?
Yeah. Some of the hardest, I feel like there's a list of some of the hardest lessons, but one is definitely just knowing my worth. Like, I feel like I still struggle with this, but earlier on, I wish I would have charged more. Like, my biggest advice that I can give you is just charge more than you think you could or you should, because the worst they can say is no. And best case, it's like, okay, yeah, we'll pay you. Boom, done. So I think definitely just like, and speaking to other artists, other photographers, other people in the industry or whatever industry that you're even in, and being like, how much do you charge for this session or how much do you charge for this show? Because, it varies per artist, it varies per how long the set is, everything factors into it. But definitely knowing my worth, and I'm an open book. If you ever wanna ask me how much I charge for this, feel free. My DMs are open.
No, that's actually something I struggled with a really long time too. Actually, still a little bit now,
D
like
yeah,
knowing how much to charge and stuff like that too. So
yeah, I feel like I still struggle with it, but it's a learning process, and like I said, just charge more than you think you should.
yeah.
Worst they can say is no.
How did you kind of deal with that and or I guess get over that hump where you're just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna start charging whatever I want or what I think I'm worth, you know?
Yeah, it took me way longer, I feel like, than it I think it should have, but I feel like COVID kind of played into that because COVID was a couple years like, a couple years after I'd already been in it, but still, that's still pretty early on.
Hmm.
So, I don't know, I just kind of got to the point of, like, becoming full-time freelance where it's like, "Okay, if you're not gonna pay me what I'm worth, then somebody else will."
Hmm.
And for a while, I was a server, I was a bartender part-time, so I was kinda like, "Oh, like, I wanna build my portfolio," so I would kind of let the lower rates happen, and now I'm like, "Okay, no, like, I'm trying to make a living, I have to
Hmm.
pay my rent too,
Yeah.
I wanna be in this industry as much as anybody else, but gotta know your worth."
And that's a very important thing. And I know that's probably something a lot of people like starting out kind of struggle with too. So that's good to hear that, that advice that you can give a lot of people because I know it's something I struggled with. It's like it's always that we're like we love the art, but at the same time, it's like if you want to make a living, you have to treat it as a business too, And there's always that like fine line where you're like, well, you want to be an artist, but you do have to make a living at the end of the day. So
Right,
it's
exactly.
it's tough, but sometimes you
Yeah,
got to make the hard decisions.
it is, and I look at it too, like, for, say, brands, because I work with a lot of brands too.
Mhm.
It's like they need content in order for them to get traction on their socials, so it's like seeing your value of making media,
Mhm.
it's like, what's that gonna provide for them? So
Yep. Yep. Got to remember at the end of the day, you're providing a value. You're
mhm,
providing value and a service.
yeah.
So staying on the topic of your work, because I just think that is so amazing. And I will go on record and say that I think that you're like the most talented photographer that I know personally. I love your work. Like it's insane. It blows me away.
Aw, thank you
And
so much.
so I wanted to know like how has your style evolved from when you first started to now? Like what have you learned in the process?
My gosh, what haven't I learned? I feel like when I first started though, I definitely used to edit more vibrant. I feel like I do in a sense still, but, um, I used to be very vibrant colors, and I'm super thankful that I did used to edit like that because it got me to be, like, the T-Mobile Lollapalooza photographer for many, many years, and they
Yeah.
literally hired me because they saw my Instagram and they're like, "She has, that magenta color," like, literally magenta, I feel like, is behind me. She has, like, that magenta color, the pops of color that work for them, so, I still edit like that sometimes if a brand needs me to, but I don't necessarily like my editing style has definitely changed, and I like to do the more creative stuff. Like I use star filters, and um, I like to make the highlights a little more like soft, so it's more
Mhm.
angelic, I guess you could say. Stuff like that. Just being more creative, and I feel like back in the day I was so like everything needs to be crisp and clean and vibrant.
Yeah.
So
No,
it's
it's
cool to see.
crazy. Like there's one shot that you have. I think it's with I think it's with either is it Uzi or is Playboy Cardi, I think.
But yes, Playboy
Maybe with the
Cardi.
fire in the back. That's like when I saw that, I was like, whoa.
That is
As and sounds like, damn.
That's funny because I feel like it's crazy. When I took that picture, it was last year at Summer Smash Music Festival, and I remember going through my photos really quick after I shot his set, and I was, like, going through photos, and I saw this one, I'm like, "This one has potential, whatever," and it literally went viral. Like, everybody loves this photo. I'm like, oh my God, like really? Like I didn't even realize, but shooting Playboy Cardi is honestly a lot harder than most people think. Like his lighting is always just dark. It's just pitch black and there's just pops of light. So getting a good photo of him is kind of rare in a sense.
Really?
Yeah,
That's crazy. That's funny to hear you say, because it's like you see the photo and you're like, "Man, this might work," and then next thing
literally.
you know, these are people are seeing it like, "Jeez."
No, that's exactly how it was. I'm like, wait, really? Like, guys, really? So yeah,
No,
I love that photo though. I still want to get it printed.
you should. That photo's crazy. That's crazy. And
Yeah.
then there was another one. I think it was I think it was Lil Boat. I think it might have been I think yeah.
Could
I think it
be.
was maybe Summer. Was it Summer Jam? Maybe? Or what was you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about when he had like the flannel, I think it was, or a green shirt.
Yes. No, that one was at it was either Lala or Austin City Limits. I think it was Lala
Yeah.
when he was wearing the flannel.
Yeah. That was
But
another one
yeah,
I was like, yo, this is insane.
yeah. And it's funny because I am like a EDM photographer for the most part, but I love shooting hip hop. I feel like I get my best shots when I shoot hip hop artists. It's just the energy is insane at those shows, but also like people are moving around, the artist is, screaming on stage, the artist is stage diving. It's crazy, but it's so fun.
Have you met any of those artists? Like,
Few. I've met like Juicy J, Wiz Khalifa, which is crazy because those are two of my favorite artists.
eh,
But briefly, like I haven't worked directly with them.
no, that's insane. 'Cause
Yeah.
those man, it's like I actually went on your page like the other day and I'm scrolling. I'm just like, yo, like you got it, Randy. I wish I could be
Thank
this
you.
good.
Thank
You
you.
got it. They're
I appreciate it.
insane. And it's always like, how does she get this shot?
It's like I feel like the best advice I could give somebody for getting, I guess, any shot in the music industry is just rapid firing or just waiting for that moment, like waiting
Yeah.
for the beat drop or waiting for, that verse in a song when you know the artist is going to go crazy.
Yeah. Have you ever had a moment where you caught a fire photo just like off of luck? Like you were just firing away and you were just like looking at it and
But yeah,
that
like so many times. I feel like maybe that photo of Playboy Cardi was even one. I'm just, rapid firing, waiting for that lighting, and it just happens. So yeah, I don't know. Definitely just try not to my best advice is try not to take too many photos, but at the same time, it's like
yeah.
it also benefits sometimes.
Are you an overshooter?
I can be. I've gotten better,
Yeah.
but I definitely can be.
That's me. I'm a chronic overshooter. Like even
Yeah.
in a portrait session or editorial session, one time I think it was last month. Then again, I had 3 looks. I think I finished with like 650 photos.
Okay, that's pretty good though. Like I'd probably be around the same.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I'm like trying to cull and I'm like, I don't even know why I did this.
Right. So if I
650.
shoot a show, if I'm shooting for the venue, I usually take around 1,000 photos because I'm there from usually open to close,
Hmm.
pretty close to that. If I'm shooting for one DJ, just like their hour set, I feel like
Hmm.
I'm still close to that because I'm like, oh, I'm shooting for this artist. I have to get so many good shots, but
So are you
definitely.
there like from like the moment they start all the way to the end or like before the acts come on? Or,
It depends. Sometimes, yes. Sometimes I'm there like when doors open
mm,
until the end. Sometimes I'm there a half hour after doors open, and sometimes I'll leave a half hour early if I already got the content that I needed. It's like, why stay until 4 a.m. if I already got the shots that I needed? So,
true. So and relating to that, how do you prepare yourself like mentally, emotionally, and technically too as well for like a show?
say for concerts at, clubs or whatever venue I'm shooting at, it's not too crazy. I make sure I have my earplugs, my batteries are charged, my mic is charged because I shoot a lot of raw clips now, just raw video clips.
Okay.
I've had an instance where, I think twice, where the mic has died, so I also keep a little cord in my bag just in case it dies. Festivals, I would say, are definitely more intense with the planning personally. A lot of people probably don't know this, but I am not good in the heat. I never have been. I never will be. Ask my parents, ask my friends, whoever. I've almost had a heat stroke a couple times at different festivals.
Gee.
And I mean, it's like working at over 100-degree heat. It's going to happen to anybody if you're, in the blaring sun for hours, or even an hour could take you out.
Yeah.
So I feel like with festivals,
You gotta start wearing
kind
those
of
camel bags.
right, I should. I should. But I do have like a little checklist. I'll share it with you.
Yeah.
Like whenever I'm shooting a festival, I have to eat a good breakfast, like protein, fruit, whatever it is. Also Pedialyte, which is
For
funny.
sure.
Like I
Yeah.
have to drink. I keep the little Pedialyte packets in my bag, but I'll try to drink one like with a water bottle with breakfast, no matter what when I'm shooting a festival. Have to have that. Also, I have a neck fan, so when it's super hot out, it helps. I'm saying best investment. I
Yeah.
love that thing. Also, I take I take ashwagandha. It helps with anxiety. It's kind of like a natural herb if you don't know what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Works wonders. And then also peppermint oil. I keep in my bag, which some people look at me crazy, but I'm telling you, I have a little roller ball and I'll just put it on like my hot spots. So like behind my neck, I don't know, inner elbows, like your back. And when the wind hits it, it literally will cool you off. I don't know the science behind it, but it works.
Where'd you get that from? Was it something like someone told you about, or you just found out, or?
Yeah, I actually learned that from my friend Johnny. Work with him a lot. Shout out Johnny Pinto. But yeah, he told me about that and I tried it at one festival and I was like, oh my gosh, like what? This is crazy. It works.
And you've been doing it ever since?
Yeah.
Yeah, so for all you aspiring concert photographers out there, peppermint oil
Peppermint oil
or water.
and water. Yes,
Yes, lots of water.
for
Otherwise,
sure.
you'll have a heat stroke.
For real.
Have you ever had any like horror stories? Like camera went out, battery died, or anything like that?
Actually, okay, talking about lasers, this is my
Yeah.
story. So I was on the Lollapalooza media team. This was 2023. And I was shooting the very last set of the very last day. It was Sunday night. Louis the Child was playing, and I was in the photo pit with my friend Taylor, and we were just talking about how low the lasers were. We're like, wow, like these lasers are so low, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I have my camera on a monopod and no lasers are going off. But of course, I have my camera up, and all of a sudden, the lasers go off and I get hit. My camera's trash. I had to get a new camera. Yeah. So definitely a learning experience. I was like, we were just talking about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang. So what do they do in that situation? Like, do they give you another camera? You had a backup camera, or?
I mean, for me, luckily it was like the very last set of the very last weekend, and I already got the content that I needed. So it worked out. Had that not been the case and it was like Friday morning or something, I probably would have had to rent a camera, or like I usually have a backup. I have a backup now,
Yeah.
but yeah, definitely
So
not fun to deal with.
yeah. So what's the trick to shooting like with lasers? Just not try not to get hit.
Yeah. I mean, so lasers, they have laser text for a reason. Lasers are in the same plane. They have to be, above eyesight because lasers can make you go blind. So as long as your camera is essentially at, you know, eye level or even a foot above or so, you're good. But for me, obviously, I had my camera up on a tripod. It was probably 10 feet in the air. So my mistake. Should have known.
Rookie mistake.
Yeah, rookie mistake. But yeah, as long as you're on, like, you know where the lasers are at, you're good to go.
Yeah.
You just got to kind of know.
What do you say is like your favorite concerts to shoot?
I would say definitely hip hop shows. But if not that, house music, just because that's my favorite type of music.
Music. What
Yeah.
about events like Lollapalooza?
Lala's definitely is probably my number one. Like, I've been going to Lollapalooza for fun since 2011. That was, like, the first festival I ever went to. I went to see Eminem. He's, like, my all-time favorite artist, and so Lollapalooza's always had a special place in my heart.
Mhm.
Um, Definitely my favorite to shoot, but I love festivals. I mean, shooting in the elements is obviously a challenge, especially if it's, like, raining and whatnot, but yeah, I love all of that. I still
Yeah.
love it.
Can you give us a story about a time where you had to shoot in the elements and how you dealt with it?
Oh, yeah. Last year, Beyond Wonderland Chicago, it was the first Beyond Wonderland here in Illinois, I think. It downpoured, like, monsooning. I actually have I wish I had it out. I have this essentially this little, like, camera cover, and it's for the rain, so it tightens around your wrist, and then
Mhm.
it goes over the camera, and there's a clear plastic on the back so you can still see the screen of your camera. But the challenge with it is, like, obviously it protects your camera, it's great, but once you're shooting, the humidity and the heat and everything, the whole entire plastic part starts to fog up. So then you can't see anything anyways. So I remember last year using it for a bit and I was like, this is like impossible. So I would just take my camera out, shoot while I can, and then just dry my camera off really quick. So it's definitely stressful, but cameras can take a little bit of moisture. It's not like, I mean, I'm not saying go out there and just
Right.
shoot in the rain, like, but they can handle it a little bit.
Yeah. That sounds tough.
It's
That sounds
well,
tough. So you had to like shoot, come back in, dry it off,
yes.
shoot. Oh man, that's tough.
Yeah, and you got the poncho. I'm like, put it in the poncho, like cover it up. Honestly, I would probably take shooting in 100-degree heat over rain.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just makes it so much more difficult.
What's like some of the, because I know you shoot in Chicago all the time. Have you shot like anywhere else, like around the world, or?
Yeah, I have been to Florida. I've been to Mexico City for EDC. I worked for a bunch of artists there. That was probably the coolest one, just being out of country. I actually worked with this one artist. Her name's Shay, and she barely spoke any English. So that was honestly a challenge, but it was honestly so cool to just work with her and you could still communicate and be like, I want this shot or this shot. And there's that language barrier, but definitely a challenge. Yeah. But one of the nicest people ever that I've worked with. And there was still that language barrier, but it was cool. It was cool
Yeah.
to work with her.
Mexico City for me, I think is at the top of like places that I want to shoot in the world.
I'd go
It
back.
just looks so beautiful there.
Yeah, it's very cool. And like the traffic and the cars, like everything's so different and looks different.
Yeah.
I could explore there forever. I would love to go back.
Yeah, like I've only seen, pictures and videos, but man, from what I see, I'm like, I feel like it's so beautiful there. Like, and it's kind of like, vibrant. It's like the people there, the environment there just seems so beautiful, man.
Yeah, I wish I could have explored more. We had one explore day, but obviously we were there for work, so didn't get too
Yeah.
much time, but would love to
Only
go back.
one day. That's crazy. How long
I
were you there
know.
for?
Think we were there for it was like we got there Thursday night and then flew back Monday. So like 4-ish days.
Yeah. A quick getaway.
Hmm.
So, what was a pivotal experience? Whether it was like a conversation you had with somebody, whether it was a specific concert or artist, or any photos that maybe you took that made you look at your work in like a completely different way.
Hard question. I feel like I don't know if this made me look at my work differently, but one pivotal moment for me was in college. I was going to community college taking a photography class with one of my favorite teachers ever. And I think it was finals. I had like a one-on-one session with him, and he was like going through my work, whatever, and was like giving me suggestions. And he was like, you know, you have the talent, and you're one of the only people I see in this class making this into a career. And I was like, really? Like, you believe in me that much? Um, So I feel like that was definitely a moment where I was like, wow, okay,
Mhm.
like I'm good at this and I need to pursue it. And he wrote me my letter to go to Columbia College, which I only went for a semester and then I dropped out. But
Same. That was the most, but that's the best school in the world too. I don't
it,
care.
yeah,
I love
love,
that school so much.
same, like love Columbia. I learned so much. I took one of the coolest photography classes there, but it was just so expensive. I'm like, what am I doing?
Man, yeah, yeah. It was crazy. I didn't know you went there. That's crazy. What
Yeah,
year
it
did you
was
go?
the spring of 2018. That's why I moved to Chicago initially.
Mm, that's I think I was there like the fall that year.
We just missed each other.
Just barely right. Yeah, because I think yeah, I went there for like a semester, man. It was just too much. And then like I was commuting back and forth. I was taking a train out there every day.
The Metro. Yeah.
I was taking the metro, and then because you know Columbia is right there, right downtown, so it's right next to the train station. So
Mhm.
sometimes I would walk to class, sometimes I would take a Uber or something like that. But yeah, that shit started to get expensive, man. It was like every day, and then I was working night shifts at that time. So like I would get off at like 6, I think, like 6 a.m., and I would go from Rochelle to the train station in Elburn. That drive.
That's crazy.
And then the train, yeah, like the only time I would sleep really is like on the train, which I wouldn't even get that much sleep because obviously you don't want to be falling asleep on the train. But like
Right.
the good thing was that in Elburn, you know, like nobody gets on at that stop. So
True.
I was like a little bit, you know, catch a little bit Z's and then class and then come home straight to work. It was a grind.
That is, yeah, the commute alone, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was insane. But man, I remember Columbia was like for me, it was like one of the first times where I was around like other creatives and it
Mhm.
just felt like a relief. You know what I mean? Like, have you ever had that feeling where you're just around like-minded people and you just feel like you're at home? You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
people around you understand you.
100%. Love that feeling. You
Oh,
like you feed off each other's energy
yep,
too.
yep. And it was crazy too, because like I went for filmmaking, and I think what I love about them is like it's not a regular school. It was like
Mm.
real hands-on stuff. So it was like
It
we
is.
had to make a like a short film, but we were like the whole process was like we was a group
Mhm.
and they had like these old, I don't even know the name of the cameras, but like these old cameras. They would sit them down and then it was like an interview. 'Cause it's supposed to be like some like documentary type of thing. It was like an
Yeah.
interview and you and your partner, like somebody would control the camera. They would have the headphones on, control the
Mhm.
sound, video and all that. And then the other person would speak and like, you know, do all that. And it was like,
So
man,
cool.
but you go through like the whole process. It was super
Yeah.
dope.
I actually was going for the same thing because I thought I wanted to do video at the time.
Yeah.
And I remember taking a class. I don't think I took that one, but it was kind of like a news broadcasting class. I don't know the name of it. But I remember like they had a fake news room and we had like went in there and some people would be, we took turns obviously. Some people would be the models and like pretending to tell the news. And then we would be up in the little room with like the microphones and all the buttons. Like there's so many buttons. It was cool.
Yeah. Low-key, I think we had passed by it. It wasn't a newsroom, but it was like we were in like a sound studio too, because it was another thing that they were showing us how to like mix and stuff like that. It was,
Yeah.
man, it was like I loved it because it was like every part of the process. It was super dope.
Yeah. Super cool. But wow, we both went there for a semester.
Hey, right? Hey, Columbia dropouts. Right? We're gonna start a
Right.
club, right?
Love it.
So this next question, I feel like maybe you kind of answered it already, but I'm just gonna ask it in case you have another answer. So, what's something you learned the hard way that you try to share with others now? Because I know earlier you said, you know, charge more than what you're worth. And
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the list goes on, so I have another answer for sure. I feel like another good one is relationships. Like this industry is you have to build those relationships and those connections and just keeping those relationships also like becoming friends with the tour manager of an artist or
Mhm,
becoming friends and keeping that connection with like a brand, the person that hires you.
mhm,
I mean, just being personable and nice really will get you so far in this industry, but I have learned, I feel like I've gotten into this rut even recently in the past year of kind of losing connection with some people, and it's like, it's nice to just it's good to keep those connections, even just Instagram, like DMing or sending a short little message like, haha, like your story is so funny. Just, reminding even these tour managers that, I'm still here. And also just reaching out and being like, I am still here if you need a tour photographer, if you need a photographer for this show or this event, like I'm here.
Mhm.
Because I feel like there's so many photographers and other media people in this industry. You do get kind of lost if you don't keep those relationships.
No, yeah, that's a fact. And one thing I learned too is like relationships will take you so much farther in this industry than like anything else. Cause like not even like obviously you have to be talented, but like you don't even have to be that talented to even like get like these big gigs or like, and get these opportunities and stuff like that. It's really just building connections. So
Exactly.
like it's crazy because when I was living in Dallas, I lived there, for 2.5 years, and I've met all these different photographers, all these different models and stuff like that. And now it's like, if I ever find myself back in Dallas again, which is gonna happen eventually, if
Mhm.
I ever found there, like all I have to do is hit somebody up. Hey,
Yeah.
we can do a shoot over here, and it's like just building those type of connections, but like everywhere,
Mhm.
man, you can do so much. Have you ever heard of the Shutterfest, the conference that they have every year?
Sounds familiar, but I don't know.
Huge, huge. You should go. We should go together, actually. So many
Yeah, let's go.
different models. Actually, just ended like last week, I think. It was at the end of, yeah.
Where's it
But
at?
it's around this time every year. It's around April.
Like in Chicago or
No, it's in St. Louis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they have it in St. Louis every year. It's like this big ass hotel. They bring all these different photographers, models, like vendors, everything there, right? They have like trade shows. They have these photographers that teach different classes, and like it's a big thing. It's like you should go. But there's photographers, models from all over the world, right? And the first time I went was last year. Mind was blown. I met so many different models, so many different photographers from all over the world. It's
See?
insane. Like I learned so
Exactly.
much. I met so many dope ass people. Like and still like I could hit them up if I ever need if I ever find myself in like in their area, like I can hit them up. Like so networking, man, is it's very, very important.
It is. It's so important. And like you said, you don't have to be the best photographer. It's just like having that connection
Yep.
will get you so far.
Yep. Yep. Do you think a lot of people are scared to like approach maybe people because they kind of lack their confidence in their work, or they don't feel like they're
Oh yeah, I'm
yeah.
sure. I mean, maybe even I struggled with that. I feel like I used to have a lot more I feel like willpower and like motivation to like just go up to random people and be like, "Oh my gosh, love your like love what you do." I don't know. I still go up to people though. Like if I see
Yeah.
another photographer and I look up to their work, I'll always make a comment, say hi, whatever. But I'm sure there's tons of artists. Some people are a little more introverted,
Hmm.
but you just have to push yourself. You gotta put yourself out there. That's all I can say. That's the best advice.
Yeah, put yourself out there.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Cause I used to be the same way. Like when starting out, I was always because I'm a real bad introvert,
Mhm.
like real bad. And it's always like I wouldn't say I wasn't confident in my work, but I think I always like didn't think that it was like I was at that professional level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what I posted and what I do, like I like, but I look at other people's work and I'm just like, man, I could never get that. So it's like when I reach or when I see other photographers, sometimes it can be a little intimidating at first, because it's like you see them, they got the followers, they got businesses, like successful businesses and all that stuff. It's almost like they feel like celebrities in a way, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, do I even say anything? You know what I mean? And stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's like when you meet these people, you realize like, yo, these are regular ass people.
100%. And that's what I've learned too, because I feel like I still get like that sometimes too. You see these other photographers that are touring with these huge artists, and it's like, whoa, how will I ever get there? Or how does my work ever compare to that? But this is what it comes down to. It's the relationships. It's what I'm telling you. They're just like us. Even some of these people are super introverted too. It's just having that connection and keeping it, maintaining it.
Do you find it like hard to keep up with like relationships just because, how busy work can get and life and stuff like that?
Yeah, I feel like I'm really struggling with that right now because I feel like I get so busy with work, and then I'm like, "Oh my gosh, how do I have time to reply to these DMs? How do I have time to reply to these emails?" Or just, like, send a quick text like, "Hey," like, time just creeps up on you, Like, for
Man,
example, Memorial Day weekend is in, what, 2 weeks from now? And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I don't have any work lined up." Or I didn't, now I do, but like last week I did it and I was like, "Oh my gosh, like I need to reach out to people," but it's just time slips away and I'm like, "Oh my gosh."
it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah,
Time management for me is something that's like I'm recently, I feel like recently now I'm starting to like get a little better grip on, but like before it was just like, I would just wing it. Day by day I'm
mhm,
just winging it. Now
yeah,
it's like, man, with everything going on, I'm like, yo, I have to. Like I literally have to, otherwise I'm gonna forget something.
yep,
Cause I get so caught up in stuff like, photography, if I get caught up in editing, now this podcast, and then like, all this other stuff that I do. It's just so many. It's like, and I'm the type of person where I'll lose track of time easily.
same.
So it's like, yo, I'll do something like I'll start editing. Next thing I know, 3 hours gone by.
But
And
yeah,
it feels like maybe 30 minutes. You know what I mean?
yep. Or I'll like send a couple emails and I'm like, "How is that an hour? Why did that take me so long?" Like I truly don't understand how it happens, but it does. Same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh well, you're about to get real busy now.
I know. I'm like debating getting an assistant. I'm like, this is someone needs to send my emails so I can worry about the editing. I don't know.
Oh, for real. And it's getting warmer out here too. So,
Yeah.
more people are gonna be coming out.
True. Yeah. More shows, more
It's
concerts.
I keep saying, man, this summer's gonna be a movie.
It's yes, it is. Hell yeah. Love that.
And so looking forward to, this summer and these future endeavors. Can you tell us what's next?
Yeah. I would say the biggest thing I have next is probably Beyond Wonderland Chicago, 2-day festival here in Chicago at Northerly Island. Super fun. Hopefully it doesn't rain as much as last year because
Yeah, right.
the whole rain story. But yeah, and then I'll be at Summer Smash, Lollapalooza. Those are like the big things that I have next.
Booked and busy. We love
Yeah.
to see it.
I'll be doing some weddings here and there, fill in
Yeah.
the time, fill in the voids.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember you did Gail's wedding a few years ago.
Yeah,
Shout
yes.
out to Gail and Diego.
Yeah, I love you guys.
That was yeah, I saw those pictures. I was like, "Yep." I seen it because I seen you
Like,
taking pictures and I was like, "Oh yeah, these are about to be crazy."
I love those. I still love their pictures. Get
Yeah.
the little I remember, like, the sunset session I did with them, get the sun peeking through and they're, like, kissing. Maybe it was forehead to forehead, I can't remember. But, yeah.
Yeah, I remember the one where you had us we were all standing with the little sparklers
Yes,
and
I
they
love
were
that.
running through.
Yes, I love that shot so much too, that's so cute.
That was a fire one.
She had that for her profile picture for a while. Maybe it still is, I don't know. Gail, let us know.
Yeah, and if you changed it, change it back.
Yeah, change it back.
What's the matter with you? Well, I appreciate you coming on, Brandy. I really, like I said, I'm a big fan of your work. I love your work. So for you to come on and share this story, I learned a lot and I appreciate the hell out you. And I'm gonna be looking forward to all these concerts that are coming up and some more fire photos from you.
Yes, thanks so much for having me. I had so much fun. If you ever wanna come out to a show, let me know.
Don't tell me because
We
I
could
will.
for real. We'll try and work something out. We'll chat.
That's it. All
Yeah,
right, let me know because I'm down.
100%.
I'm down. Just show me how to not have the laser hit my camera because right now I don't have a backup. I'm toast.
I feel you. I won't let it happen. We'll be good.
Thanks so much for listening to the Spark Moment podcast. If this episode inspired you, make sure to follow the show so you don't miss a single spark. I'd love to hear what your spark moment was. You can share it with me on Instagram at the Spark Moment Podcast or tag the show in your stories. And if you enjoyed today's conversation, please leave a rating and review. It really helps more people discover these stories. Until next time, keep chasing that spark.